Happy Monday, guys. So I'm really upset because about a week ago, maybe 5 days ago, I made an awesome video about self-image and self-esteem and working on it, and I uploaded it to my iMovie, and then iMovie went and deleted everything that I had done. So that was really fun. Fortunately, I still have the last half of what I had recorded because I actually still had it saved on my phone. So I'm going to re-record the self-esteem, self-image portion of my video just to kind of backtrack a little bit. I did a quick Q&A about 2 weeks ago now, probably, just on Facebook, asking if people had specific fitness, nutrition, wellness related questions that they wanted answered. And two of the main questions I had was basically how to live imperfectly in a perfect world, if that makes sense. So essentially about self-image, self-esteem, how to accept yourself even though you might not be perfect. So we're going to go over that first, and then the second half of this video is going to be about how to figure out your calorie and macro intake really quickly and easily, and a little more accurately than how MyFitnessPal does it. So first things first, I'm going to be looking at my computer here because I have my notes listed out for my top 10 kind of tips, I guess you could call them, top 10 tips for improving your self-image and working on essentially how you feel about yourself and how to deal with being imperfect and knowing that it is okay to be imperfect. So first thing, and I'll list them at the bottom of the screen here too as I go, just kind of the main bullet point, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more about each one. So number one is essentially appreciate everything that your body can do from a physical standpoint. So rather than focusing on what your weight is, what your body fat percentage is, what your pant size is, clothes size, focus on things such as the fact that you can run, you can walk, you can dance, you can breathe, you can laugh, all of those types of things. Focus on what your body can physically do. The fact that you have a mind that is capable of dreaming, of setting goals, of having aspirations, of being creative, of being logical, whatever your strengths are, that your body is capable, and just really appreciate what your body can do physically. Number two is I like to tell people to create a top 10 list, and I put that in quotes because sometimes you can't always come up with 10 things right off the bat. Sometimes, you start with 3 or 5 or 6 and then work your way up to 10. Some people can come up with 10 right away. So I encourage you to make your top 10 list, and on that list, I want you to write things you like most about yourself. Now, those can be anything you want aside from weight, physical appearance, or what you look like, okay? Things such as personality traits. You're kind, you are outgoing, you're friendly, you're fun, you're smart. List out some of your strengths. You're a great listener, you're a really good cook, those types of things. I do tell people they can do some aesthetic things. So in particular, if there is a certain part of your body that you like, maybe you think you have a really nice butt, or you like your eyes, or you have nice hair or nails or something like that. Those are fine, just not the more outward appearance things that are related to your weight, if that makes sense. Read the list as often as possible. Post it somewhere where you're going to see it all the time, on your bathroom mirror, and read it as often as possible, and add to it as you start to find more things you love about yourself. All right, number 3, just a friendly reminder, tell yourself every day that true beauty is not simply skin deep. Essentially, beauty is a state of mind, not a state of body. Okay? You have to be able to love yourself at every single stage. Whether you are in tip-top shape, whether you are an athlete and you're performing at a sporting event or a competition, or maybe you've fallen off the bandwagon and you've gained some weight because things got tough and you weren't able to get to the gym as often as you wanted to. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're having a baby. Maybe you're pregnant. You're gaining weight. You just had a baby. Learn to love yourself at every stage of life or every stage of fitness. And that'll help give you that sense of self-confidence, acceptance, etc., that makes you feel beautiful regardless of your outward appearance. Number 4 is look at yourself as a whole person. That's kind of related back to number 1. So with that, sorry, dog heard car drive by and she's gonna bark for a little bit, so she'll be fine. So like I said, look at yourself as a whole person. That's gonna relate back to the first point of appreciating what your body can do. If you look at yourself in the mirror or see yourself in your mind, focus on yourself as a whole person versus specific body parts or specific areas that maybe have flaws. Look at yourself the way that you want other people to see you as a whole person, not just as a nice body, a nice figure, a nice butt, great hair, etc. Number 5 is going to be to surround yourself with positive people. All right, now that might be a no-brainer, but at the same time, we all have some of those people in our life that are a little toxic, whether we realize it or not. And sometimes just thinking about the people that you are spending most of your time with, are they people that are lifting you up, or are they people that are constantly tearing you down? Now, they might not be saying things specifically to you to make you feel bad, but it could be something as simple as always making comments when you eat certain foods, or making comments about drinking certain things, or wearing certain clothes, things like that. So just surround yourself with positive people, and they're going to help you become more positive as well and support you and uplift you. Number 6 is essentially to shut down the bad voices or negative voices in your head. Now, this is a really hard one to do. So a lot of times you'll look in the mirror, you'll get a glance in the mirror or something, and you'll see something you don't like about yourself, okay? Your mind right away goes to the negatives, all right? So instead of looking in the mirror saying, oh gosh, my hair looks really nice today, or, I really like this top, you're gonna go to the negatives and think about, oh, I look fat, or oh, I have these rolls, or my arms are too big, or my legs are too big, or whatever it might be. And the minute you start to have those negative thoughts about yourself, I want you to try to overpower them with positive ones. So essentially going back to, the screen shut off. So essentially going back to your top 10 list then, and maybe looking at some of those things that you love about yourself that aren't related to your weight necessarily. And really just highlight some of those positive things that you love about yourself. And just give yourself a couple quick affirmations to help you feel better and to shut down those negative thoughts. And pretty soon that snowball effect will take place, and you'll find that you are being less negative towards yourself and a lot more positive. Number 7 is your clothes. Wear clothes that make you feel comfortable. Don't wear clothes that, say you're not a person that feels good in tight clothes. Right now, I am having a hard time finding clothes in my closet that I feel comfortable in and that fit me well, and I'm putting it off just a little bit longer before I start to go buy some new clothes, because then I'm just going to get bigger and I don't want to have to buy multiple sets of clothing. But essentially, find the things that you own that make you feel good and that make you feel comfortable, make you feel beautiful, and just wear them. If you don't have those kinds of clothes, go out and buy some. I'm giving you permission to go shopping and buy clothes, okay? Not a whole new wardrobe, just a couple things that are going to help you feel really good about yourself. Work with your body and not against it. Ask the salespeople at the store. Sometimes they're really great depending on where you go. And they can help you find clothes that are going to fit your figure and flatter your body type versus working against it. Number 8 is around social media. This is a huge one. There are so many fitness people, I'll just call them people, whether they're experts, pros, or just somebody that has a good aesthetic body. There's a lot of fitness people out there on social media, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, that are constantly posting pictures of their bodies and their figures and their nice bodies. Be careful who you follow. Pay attention to the images they're posting. Is it just a picture? When you look at that picture, how does it make you feel? Do you say, hey, good for them, they look great? Do you think that's what I want to look like? That's my motivation? Or do you think, gosh, I really wish I looked like that, and then start to get down on yourself and feel bad because you don't look like that? If it's one of those last two, and you're not necessarily just following that person because they might be a good friend and you're supporting them, I would think twice about who you're following. You don't want to scroll through your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed, and see all these pictures of what we call Fitspo, or Fitspiration, like fitness inspiration, and feel bad about yourself. Throughout my competition prep, that's what I did. I followed a lot of people that looked really good because maybe they did competitions. Maybe I wanted to follow them, see what they were doing, use them for inspiration. And that was great. But then when it started to become more of a comparison, and I was feeling guilty about what I had eaten or what I had done, or I was feeling bad about myself and shooting myself down, that negative self-talk started happening because I was comparing myself to that person. And it's great to have goals. It's great to have people to look up to, and pictures of what you want to potentially look like. And I say that in quotes because your body is so different from everyone else's body, okay? Just because you want to have a certain ab look or six-pack doesn't mean you're going to get it, okay? Some people's bodies just aren't going to look like other people's bodies, and that's how it is. So use Fitspo for inspiration and motivation, but don't let it be the end-all be-all. Don't let it ruin your day. Don't let it make you feel bad about where you're at, because everybody's on a different fitness journey and everybody is at a different place in their journey. So just filter through your social media. I would recommend maybe just getting rid of some of those people that are not very inspirational, and they're not giving you quality information and are not really giving you a lot of education from a fitness standpoint. Number 9, 2 left, guys, promise, hang tight with me. Number 9 is do something nice for yourself. Same thing as wear clothes that make you feel good. Do something nice. Maybe let's go shopping. Buy yourself a couple new outfits. Get some new fun workout clothes. Get a new pair of shoes. Ladies, get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Take a bubble bath. Guys, I guess I'm not really sure what guys would do to do something nice for themselves. Go to a movie. Buy yourself a new video game. Not really trying to be super gender specific here, but you guys can go for a walk. Maybe just finding some place where you can just relax and watch your favorite TV show, or movie or YouTube channel or whatever it is. Whatever's going to make you feel good and just do something nice for you. Last thing is number 10. Use time and energy that you may have spent worrying about food, calories, macros, how much you weigh, and do something to help somebody else. It's amazing when you pay it forward and when you do something to help someone else, how much better you feel about yourself. So if you're having a bad day, you can't kick those negative thoughts. You look at your top 10 list and you're like, I just don't feel like I'm any of those things right now. And you're just really having a down day. Go do something nice for somebody else. Volunteer somewhere if you have the time. Call a friend or a family member maybe you haven't talked to in a while. Just ask them how they're doing, how's their day. pay for somebody's coffee or lunch at the drive-thru in front of you or at the restaurant in front of you. Something like that. Reaching out to other people, like I said, is going to help make you feel better about yourself. And not only that, but you're going to make a positive impact on that person's day too. And it's just that whole pay it forward effect. So hopefully at least some of those things will help you guys become a little bit more positive about yourself and your self-image, and help you to live imperfect in what we would call a perfect society or a perfect world, because after all, I feel like that's what everyone's striving for, is perfection, and we are not perfect. We never will be perfect, and we have to learn how to cope with that. We have to learn how to love ourselves and live our life being imperfect and be all right with it. So the second half of this video now, I'm going to go through and show you quickly how to figure out your calorie and your macro intake. Now this is just a quick way to do it. My FitnessPal will do it for you, but I don't really like using their calorie intake, because it's always like, ladies eat 1,200 calories, and it's like, no, not quite. Long story short, eating low calorie for too long causes a lot of metabolic damage, and then when you try to increase your calorie intake, you're going to gain weight, and then you're going to end up doing that whole yo-yo fluctuating. Low calories as well is going to help feed into that whole binge restrict cycle of restricting food and calories, and then binging, going overboard when you have the opportunity to. So take a minute, pause if you need to, otherwise continue watching. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you how to figure out your calorie intake and your macro intake. Now, disclaimer, this is a really quick, easy, shorthand way to do it. I don't always do this way for my clients. I will be a little more in-depth and particular about it. I do use an actual equation to calculate it out based on a lot of factors: age, height, weight, gender, activity level, daily activities, exercise intensity, etc. This website's great. It does use a lot of those things as well. However, I find I can manipulate those numbers a little bit better based on the person and their history, especially their exercise and nutritional history, dieting history, eating habits, etc. But this is a great place for you to start. If you do feel that you have questions or want some extra guidance, I would love to help you. So send me a quick message. And yeah, that's about all I got for you. So stay tuned for the macro and calorie intake portion of the video. And yeah, coming next.